Sister Spouse's fans think Robyn Brown is dead in pic. Sister Spouse's fans have seen a photograph of Robyn earthy colored that has persuaded them to think she is dead. She confronted a staggering time when she and a large portion of her family caught coronavirus. For Kody Brown, he thought his life was finished. All in all, what occurred in this pic to make fans think she had passed? Continue to peruse for additional subtleties. Sister Spouse's fans think Robyn Brown is dead in pic. Robyn Brown is continuously playing the person in question. She and Kody Brown have turned into a monogamous couple after she guaranteed she simply needed to be in a plural family. Robyn was hitched and had 3 youngsters, yet it didn't end up actually working. While looking for her next adoration, she realized she needed sister spouses and perceived how well Kody treated his OG wives. All the more in this way, she felt he was an astounding dad, so it was the ideal fit. As watchers have come to find in the last 19 seasons, this was a grave misstep. At the point when the pandemic hit in 2020, Kody didn't simply pay attention to the CDC's rules yet had his own guidelines. Since he was turning 3 homes as he and Meri Brown were not heartfelt, he believed he must be essentially as protected as could be expected. Kody quit going to his second and third spouses, Janelle Brown and Christine earthy-colored Woolies homes. He accepted they were hazardous, so he remained exclusively with Robyn. In a wind, it was their caretaker who got the infection. They evaded it then yet got coronavirus, accepting they were at death's door now. A photograph has arisen of Robyn Brown and fans thought she had died. It was the point at which she was having a home birth and was displayed in the episode when Michael T. Brown Padron was examining her introduction to the world arrangement. A Reddit string was begun once again and there were numerous contemplations. God almighty, I thought this was a cadaver from the beginning. This made me laugh. Robyn seems as though she's in her passing bed. She seemed as though she was dead in a final resting place. He was contacting her at the wake. Woman shrugging medium light skin tone. Extremely dead, exceptionally arranged. Beside Robyn, earthy-colored seeming cadaver-like. Sister Spouse's fans saw Kody Brown's contained resentment with respect to his most youthful youngster, Ariella. He has been becoming suddenly angry here, there, and wherever in light of the fact that he has such a lot of fury. However he kept up with, he didn't cherish his OG spouses, and Robyn Brown is his perfect partner. He sure is behaving like a messed up and harsh man. Anyway, what did watchers need to say after he kept down with Ari? Continue to peruse for additional subtleties. Sister Spouse's fans saw Kody Brown's contained indignation at Ariella. Kody Brown has this blade in the kidney rage that has affected his final marriage. However, Robyn Brown was and is purportedly his #1 spouse. They are battling. He is distraught that his fantasy of polygamy went to pieces. All the more thus, Kody solidly accepts that it was his exes who have turned his more seasoned kids against him. He has not once carved out opportunity to understand that perhaps he had a section in the ruin. Just as child, Gabe Brown has said Kody needs to take responsibility for them to at any point have a chance. Furthermore, Kody feels that the children have slandered Robyn, however she likewise needs responsibility for getting her children far from the OG family. One of the hardest things to watch is the way Kody embraces Robyn's 5 youngsters, particularly her little girls, while forgetting about his different young ladies to dry. In the most recent episode of Sister Spouses, which broadcasted on Sunday, November 10th, Kody and his children were scooping snow. Ariella, 7, almost smacked his valuable truck with a metal push and Kody nearly lost it. However, as much as needed to seethe, Kody Brown accepted it, which Redditors took note. A Reddit string was begun to talk about this and his quiet disposition. The overpowered noticed that he might have ended his outrage because of the reality cameras were rolling. They additionally added that they questioned Ariella had been hollered at much by her folks yet since she is progressing in years. He may not keep down significantly longer. At last I believe that face break when she hit the truck shows how Kody treated his children, spare Robyn's all's most established, from the ages of 10 and up. He needed to holler and oddity her out and cause her to feel awful and apprehensive. All on Kody. Numerous Sister Spouses fans faulted Kody Brown for giving Ariella a metal digging tool in any case. They addressed his thought process would occur assuming that she was messing with it. All the more anyway, how could he figure his truck could get out totally solid? It was his own smelling shortcoming. Who allows a 7-year-old uncontrollable youngster a metal digging tool? He ought to have given her a brush. They have plastic digging tools for snow, so in the event that this family movement will be something successive, he might need different hardware. There was likewise the conviction that Ari will be wild, accordingly legitimate facilities are required. I think Ari will be the crazy kid. She was raised unbounded and limits. They didn't have her hit the hay on a timetable. She got to keep awake as late as she needed. We should perceive how Cody treats her. I think she will be the sassiest and most stunning of all. She will test him and he could do without that. Assuming that she questions him at all, he will turn on her. Fans might review how she transparently said that she abhorred Christine earthy-colored woolly for leaving her dad. Is covering Christine earthy-colored woolly's gathering, dating, and afterward wedding of her new husband, David Woolley. While fans have previously watched the delightful wedding, they are currently getting the excursion before she went for her stroll down the path. Albeit many individuals are glad for Christine finding her perfect partner, they are profoundly disheartened over how Isabel Brown is helplessly showing her disaster. Isabel Brown's delicate heart is breaking. During Sister Spouses Season 19, fans have seen Isabel Brown's delicate terrible separated. Unquestionably, Isabel has caught fans' hearts with her sweet soul. In any event, during her dubious medical procedure where Cody Brown didn't appear for her, Isabel was thoughtful and responsive to the requirements of her folks. Unfortunately, it was to her detriment. Presently, fans are looking as Christine earthy-colored woolly is drifting joyous beyond words as she rushes to the Modify with her man, David Woolley. In any case, the progress is extremely challenging for Isabel. Toward the finish of the last episode, the review shows Isabel talking with Christine about her high speed with David. While she has battled to watch her mother and David be so tender so rapidly, she realizes she maintains that her should be blissful. Alternately, she noticed how little she saw her mother and father, Cody Brown, share love. In any case, as Christine and David pick their wedding setting, look for rings, and even focus on purchasing a house, Isabel is overpowered. The scene shows her asking Christine, he won't attempt to supplant father, right? Fans miserable over Isabel earthy-colored's deplorability. On Reddit, Sister Spouses fans examine that seeing Isabel earthy-colored's heartbreak is so miserable. According to Initial, a client, review for the following week's episode. Then, at that point, they add, let's get real here for a minute, the sea had me in my feels. Miserable and furious to be more unambiguous. It made me extremely upset to see Isabel crying and inquiring as to whether Christine's union with David is supplanting her father. The way that Cody generally said Isabel last, she actually needed him in her life. It broke me. Moreover, the Redditor adds, what's most horrendously terrible is this was shot quite a while back and we know from what the OG kids have said over the course of the year that Cody has still not really tried to accommodate with his youngsters. And afterward I lashed out for genuinely. Watching Cody playing around with Soul and Ari realizing that Cody won't ever think often about her like that. I needed to punch his face through the television. So happy those children have David, Tracker, and Logan in their lives. This circumstance with Isabel is all Flunky's shortcoming IMO. She will have a relationship with him dislike the others. In any case, he, in some measure on the show, doesn't have any desire to coordinate. It's exceptionally miserable. This wouldn't actually be an inquiry for her on the off chance that Kitty was any sort of a mentor in her life. He's a disappointment. Different watchers weigh in. After the underlying post, a few other Sister Spouses watchers examine what the marriage means for Isabel Brown. Moreover, they perceive how Cody earthy-colored's non-attendant spouse and father way of life has made the issue. Another fan calls attention to, it doesn't appear as though David is attempting to supplant Cody as Isabel's dad to deliberately dispose of Cody or harmed Cody and Isabel's relationship, it's that Cody doesn't work in his associations with his children. He wasn't around when they lived close, he's not around now, he invests no energy into the relationship. David is available. He is involved. Furthermore, from Christine's social you can see David stuffs with them like getaways, outings to Disney. David will be more the mentor since he behaves like a decent father, upholds her mother, is engaged with their lives versus Cody who causes the children and his spouses to deal with their associations with him. Another person adds, that's right. On the off chance that you have a cherishing and involved father, he can't be supplanted. Cody sucks as a father, so Isabel is perceiving that void in her life that Cody left. Close to home disregard. While some sister spouses fans banter whether Cody Brown is harmful, others see plainly that Isabel earthy-colored's instability is coming from close to home disregard. Isabel's response truly shows the effect of parental profound disregard. She is unfortunate the way in which any change can bring about her getting less of the energy she wants from her dad. This unfortunate young lady ought to feel certain that the two guardians love her no matter what any life partners in the image. She ought to feel open to framing anything that relationship feels authentic with new individuals entering the family and her life overall. Aren't two of the primary objectives of nurturing to ensure our youngsters feel cherished and train them to shape connections? Cody didn't get the reminder. Another person thinks she has seen an alternate model. I think this is a direct result of how Cody and Robyn totally chilled out her 3 children bio father. She's witnessed, and she's terrified it will happen to her. Fans likewise feel for Truly. Not exclusively is Isabel earthy-colored's grief standing out, however so is what is happening with Truly earthy-colored who is passing up Cody's love. We realize Kay isn't thinking about Christine's children by any means. At the point when David referenced partaking in his grandchildren, Cody specifies how he cherishes his 7 years old, meanwhile David is helping genuinely in her experience growing up. Simply a disgrace. All I feel awful for Christine's children. They generally took his extra love.